Cowabunga dudes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and welcome to another episode of Totally Tubular Turtle Tuesday, Weekend Edition. Now I know I normally do this video on a Tuesday, but I got something very special in the mail today. The new 2017 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set from NECA Toys. Now, taking a look at the packaging, we can see that the whole set comes in a vinyl toy carrying case, much like the ones that we had in the 80s and the 90s. On the front of the box, we can see some great Archie Comics-like comic book work of the four turtles, with the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo at the top. Turning the case around, we can see some more artwork, this time of the Shredder, Krang, and some of the foot soldiers. We can also see some metal clasps on the side. Pulling out one of the trays, we can see all four turtles showcased with all of their interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the packaging out of the way, let's crack these figures open and see what we have inside. And here are the turtles out of the packaging. And man, I am so stoked that I have these in my possession. I think this has been everybody's dream set of turtles that we have been waiting for forever. NECA did a really good job with all the sculpting and painting, accessories and articulation, and I think you're just absolutely gonna love them. But before we take a closer look at the figures, let's take a look at the accessories. First up, we get all of the turtles' signature weapons, including a bow staff, sais, nunchucks, and katanas. Next up, we get 15 interchangeable hands. Also included is 2 open turtle comms, 2 closed turtle comms, a nunchuck whirling effect piece, a turtle grapple hook, a slice of pizza, and a box of a whole pizza. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at the turtles. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the NECA SDCC 2017 turtles. Now, I'm breaking this video down into 2 parts because I want all the figures in this set to get their equal share. So first, we're going to start off with the turtles themselves. Then in the next video, you'll see we'll take a closer look at the Foot Clan figures. So first and foremost, one thing we will notice right away, with all 4 turtles are shared pretty much everything. All the body parts, and for the most part, all the paint apps are exactly the same. There's no real differentiation in them whatsoever. The only differences you're going to get are the colors of their bandanas, the head sculpts, and then the belt buckles with the sculpted on letterings for each turtle. Then with the exception of the weapons and things like that, but they're all pretty much shared parts for each turtle, which is very, very cool. So let's start taking a look at them. Let's take a look at Donatello first. So we get Donnie here, looks stupendous. I freaking love these guys. All 4 turtles are very, very well done. You see nice clean sculpts, really clean paint apps too. NECA's always really good with their paint apps. I love the fact that they do all this like black line work, these panel lining almost, in the turtles, to almost make them look more like actual drawings or actual artwork. I think it's very, very cool. You know, NECA's always really patient with the detailing of this stuff like that. It looks very cool. Nice shell. You can see all the line work in the belt and whatnot. Even in his bow staff right there. Looks really, really good. All looks very, very nice. The head sculpts all came out fantastic. And as you can see, Donatello has the fully closed face, unlike the rest of his turtles. Then you got the sculpted D right there. Looks really, really cool. What I did notice is that you get a 2-tone green. You can kind of see it has this more of an olive type green that fades into a deeper forest green as the figure goes toward the back. You can kind of see like at the back of the arm right here is a darker green, where on the front of the arms is more of like an olive green. And that's throughout the entire figure. You kind of see in the back of the head right here and on the back of the legs. All looks very, very nice. Very, very cool. So you do get his bow staff, and it does break it apart into 2 pieces. You can just give it a little tug right there, just like that, and then you can put it in the hands just like so. You do it like that, and then reconnect it there, just like that. It's a nice little tight fit, but that looks very, very cool, and you can get 2-handed poses with it. which is so awesome. So glad they did that. But very, very cool, especially if you guys have the arcade set from last year's Comic-Con. They're pretty much the exact same thing, with really just the difference being the color decos and whatnot, and some of the accessories, but for the most part, they're exactly the same thing. So pretty cool. There's Donatello. Now let's take a look at Raphael here. Another great figure. I can see pretty much the exact same type of mold that we got with Donatello, with the exception being done in the red bandanas and whatnot. And you can see his mouth opens over here on his right side, and it's closed over here on the left, and you got the sculpted R right there. Then you do get space in the belt to hold the size, just like that on the side. And you can hold him, or excuse me, hold the size in any of his hands. What's really cool, we do got interchangeable hands, so I'll show you guys that right now. So they're just on little straight pegs, and then we got a ton of interchangeable hands. We got this like open palm hand, which is like a high 3 hand. We got a pointing hand. It could be for like Leonardo when he's sending in the turtles into battle. We got some more open palm hands. We got a thumbs up hand, something like that. Pretty cool. I like that one quite a bit. But we do get hands like this, which are a little more open between the knuckles. And you can plug that right back in, and then you can actually use that for holding the size, just like this, which I know a lot of people like to do. You put the side blade right there between his fingers, which is pretty awesome. I like that quite a bit. The fact that we get that option is very cool, so I do appreciate that. One thing I will note is that all the hands are, since the turtles are all share the same skin tone, all the interchangeable hand parts can be swapped out with any of the 4 turtles, and they'll match perfectly, so I'm really glad they did that. Now we're going to move on to my personal favorite turtle, which is Leonardo, the leader of the team. My all-time favorite guy. I've just been obsessed with Leonardo since I was a little kid, and I think this has got to be one of my all-time, if not my favorite Leo figure that I've ever owned. My all-time favorite has always been the Sewer Samurai Leonardo from the vintage line. Man, this guy is, oh my gosh, he might be second place, almost tied for first, but very cool. Same thing, he's got the blue bandanas. Leonardo's got the full open mouth, so you can see teeth on both sides, which is really nice. You got the sculpted L. Same thing I want to notice with how I said the skin tone kind of fades into the light green to the darker green. It all happens with the bandanas too. So you got a light blue toward the front and fades into a darker blue as it reaches the back of the turtle. Same thing on the elbow pads and the wrist pads, what do you want to call them, and knee pads. It's the same thing with all 4 turtles. So you get a darker blue that fades into a darker blue, just like that. Now he does have holsters for his swords, katanas right there on the back. And now there are the lower katana holsters, much like the cartoon. They've always looked a little fit a little awkward, just like the cartoon though. But that's exactly how they are, so it's accurate to the cartoon. So you can just pull these out. They are really tight fit, and you want to be careful with these, because I do feel like these are a little too brittle, so they might break on you. Just be very careful. So I'm going to put one in that hand, and see, and I do have a finger pointing hand already on him, but you can see that right there. I mean, he holds that beautifully. Very cool. I mean, just so much cool stuff to really talk about with these turtles. So let's put him aside, and now I'm going to take a look at Michelangelo. Now Michelangelo, again, very cool. Exact same thing we've seen to all the other figures, except he has the orange bandanas and whatnot, the sculpted M, and you can kind of see how it's like a lighter orange that fades into a little bit of a darker orange as it gets to the back, much like the other turtles that I've said. Then I stick the chucks right here on the sides of his belt straps right here, and just give it a little tug. And what's really cool, just put him aside, we do get actual metal chain, which is I'm always really appreciative of when we get any type of action figure with actual nunchucks, and you get a nice wood grain on the handle itself. But what's cool about these is that, much like the arcade set that we get from last year, let me figure, there it is. So if you give it a little pull, you got the little straight handle like that, and then we could bring in this piece, which is the swirling effect piece. So you plug it in right there, like so. Then we could put it in his hand. Let's see, just get that right in, y'all, like so. And now you got the effect where he's look like he's whirling his nunchuck, which is pretty cool. And it actually spins. So you can actually whirl that around, which is pretty awesome. I like that quite a bit. Very cool that we get that option too. So with that aside, let's take a look a little more at a few of the other accessories that we get. So we do get an open and a closed turtle comm, which is very nice. So you get the little closed one, all very nicely sculpted and painted. Looks very nice. The open one is absolutely beautiful. So you got it from the back. It's got back of it right there. It's got some nice paint detailing with the little red triangle and things like that. All look very nice. And then the front of it too looks very well done. You can see the little screen on there, lots of little buttons and whatnot. Really nicely done, and they can hold that in any of their gripping hands, which is pretty cool. Alright, and next up we do get this turtle grapple hook right there, if my camera actually decides to focus. Very cool. Very cool sculpt and paint. Does come with a real rope, as you can see here. Then you can actually open this up to reveal the actual hook pieces themselves. But you might want to be very careful with this. The little white pieces right there seem to be made of a very brittle plastic. So you might not want to hook this onto somewhere, then have a turtle dangling from it, because these might snap. So just be very cautious when you're using that. Then we do get a slice of pizza right here, which looks very cool. Nice painted detail. It is a more softer rubbery type of plastic that works very nice. And all the turtles can hold that in pretty much any of their hands. And then we do get a whole rest of the pizza right here. These pieces are non-removable, so they are just part of the mold right here. And you can flip the box around, and it says weird. Who remembers weird pizza? So very cool. I like that quite a bit. Another great detail. So let's take a look at the articulation. Since all four turtles are exactly the same, I'm going to use Michelangelo here for the articulation part. So the head is on a ball joint, as well as the neck, so it does roll around like so. So you do get a lot of motion in there, which looks very well. Pivot side to side, looks up and down, rotates left and right, all kinds of nice motion in there. Ball length joints at the shoulders go all the way up and down, out, rotate at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, as well as swivel at the elbow, rotation at the wrists, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We actually do get an ab crunch feature. You can kind of see the cut in there. So it allows it to roll around just like that, turns left to right, crunch back and forth a little bit. Hip joints are ball jointed, and this whole front shell piece is a softer type of plastic, so it doesn't really hinder articulation whatsoever. So you can kick forward that much, back about that far, do the splits about that much, there we go, about that far, rotation at the thigh, double jointed knees, which was very nice, and I like the fact that the knee pad actually covers up the joint itself. Ball joints at the ankles right there, so you can point toes up and down, rotate left and right, kind of roll around a bit, and a little bit of an ankle rocker in there. So overall, I think these are beautiful pieces. I am absolutely loving this set. I'm actually really shocked that I got it so early. Every one of them is just so awesome. Another just radical piece to have for your turtle shelves. I think you would absolutely love them. They're so well done, very highly articulated, lots of cool accessories, real good paint apps. I think if you're just a giant turtle fan, I know they're going to be hard to get now with Comic-Con coming up, and it's going to be hard to getting hit in the aftermarket prices, but if you can afford them, man, I highly suggest them, because I think they are definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here they are standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your NECA comparison, here they are standing next to the 2016 Comic-Con exclusive Arcade Turtles. Also for comparison, here they are standing next to the black and white comic book turtles, also from NECA Toys. Also for comparison, here they are standing next to the vintage Toon Turtles from Playmates. And for even more Turtles comparison, here they are standing next to the SH Figuarts Turtles from Bandai. And for even more turtle comparison, here they are standing next to the TMNT Classics Turtles from Playmates. And yes, for even more comparison, here they are standing next to the TMNT Classics Bebop and Rocksteady, also from Playmates. And just for fun, here they are standing next to Little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys. My review of the new 2017 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ninja Turtle figures from NECA Toys. Now overall, I think NECA just completely nailed it. They got every aspect of the turtles almost perfectly. From those cartoon accurate skin tones to those amazing weapons, to beautiful sculpts and paint apps, and a ton of cool accessories that we've never really gotten before. I think with all these things make for some totally tubular action figures. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Cowabunga dudes, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.